Delts, back delt, redelts.
Definitely. I struggled for a while, and then my coach, Dax, the man, he brought in 100 rep set to just go. And then you sit there and you go, oh, you're checking your feed, you're looking through your fucking highlights reel, and it's, oh, this person's doing that, or that group's doing that. Why didn't they invite me? They're doing this. I didn't hear about that. And you can then, you then self-sabotage off that. But I've taken a step back and I've gone, okay, maybe it was actually you. That was what Kyle said. He goes, I know what I'd much rather do. I'd much rather kick the bucket, sinking a beer and smoking a dart. I'm a slut for a donut, man. It's bad, eh? Yeah. It's just whenever I prep,
it seems like
strawberry iced.
He did sponsor a moustache outperforming mine, a body to boot, IFBB Classic Physique Champion, and rightly so. My absolute, I did not know, IFBB Sydney winner. He seemingly likes to party and dance. Back from DEFCON 23, that was a cigarette in the post in Amsterdam. Yeah, right. Please welcome Disco Drew.
Thank you for having me.
How are you, mate?
I'm well. I'm very well. I'm very well.
Running around?
Yeah, always. Like a headless chook.
Like a headless chook. I know, mate, you are, but we'll get into that comp bit in a second. But mate, I've been looking at your posts lately. You love the doof, don't you?
I do.
You like dance parties. Where were you lately? What was that dance party we saw? And is it you like to dance? Is it the love affair with it? What is it about going to these events? Because, what is it?
So I recently just got back from Amsterdam.
Yes.
I just ducked over, did a very quick and brief 9-day business trip, we called it. Just me and a mate of mine ducked over to the motherland, aka the Netherlands, the dream world.
Of course. And you probably didn't even go to the Heineken brewery, did you?
You know what? I lived in Amsterdam for 8 months as well, and I have not stepped foot in the Heineken brewery. Funnily enough.
You lived there for 8 months. Why did you live there for 8 months?
Yeah, so back in, it was 2019, I did a year in London, and then I did 8 months in Amsterdam playing semi-professional rugby.
Semi-professional rugby?
Yeah.
Wow. Does that mean you went to university?
No, I didn't. I straight out of school and straight into my PT course. So I was qualified by... I would have been, because it was the year after, so I was qualified by 19 and straight into the workforce at 19.
And when did rugby come into it?
So I've been playing rugby since I was 10, and I pulled up playing probably, I said I was going to stop in Amsterdam because I dislocated my right shoulder playing over there. And then I think I did maybe one season of old boys, just with my old school afterwards. It's one of those things, like I could drop bodybuilding and pick up rugby like that for both of them. But it's hard to do both at such a high level.
Mate, it's hard to probably do rugby in Amsterdam too.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you do rugby in Amsterdam, man?
Nah, it was such a cool lifestyle. Like it was, we're in a big rugby house, and it was me and two Kiwi boys, which are mates of mine, and then we had two Argentinian boys and a Pommy with us, and we just trained, we ate, we smoked, we partied, and we played rugby. It was unreal.
I'll tell you one funny story about Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam too, man.
Yeah.
And I walked into this cafe, called it a cafe or bar, and it was every bit of the wall, and I could say the roof, it was a long time ago, it had clocks.
Yeah.
It just, and they bring the menu out to pick what we wanted.
Yeah.
And then obviously we smoked what we smoked.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to pick which clock had the right time. All day. Is that one?
You would have been there all day, man. You would have been there all day for sure.
We're all day
for
there.
Sure. Yeah.
It was hilarious. And then these girls came in, and we were like 4 guys, young, about your age. And I think it was about 6 girls came in, or maybe more. And they started dancing, and I was going to my mates, we should go dance with them. Half an hour later.
You should have.
No, and half an hour later. we should go dance with them, man. An hour later, we should go dance with them, man.
It's a bit like that, eh?
It is. And what was the dance party recently, man?
Yeah, so that was DEF CON. So that was 4 days.
We're talking about the Sydney one.
The Sydney one? Oh, that was just
that's lately, man.
That's right, yeah,
There's
right.
a doof going on.
Yeah, no, on the weekend. That was just a little, a small event. They actually had three international artists over, so... that was just a little one.
You like the artists, you know, the DJs?
Yeah. I've got a fair few. Obviously, you know, there's like the harder styles, which is then broken down into a lot of subcategories of hard dance music. But there's not much of it that I don't love. And yeah,
That was in Sydney?
Yeah, that was in Sydney. That was in Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Just in North Sydney.
Oh, Greenwood Plaza there.
Yeah.
Mate, that's a popular place for dance parties. And why do you like that music?
It's just kind of been in all honesty, it's a part of me. I don't think it'll ever go.
Makes you feel alive, the heartbeats with it.
Yeah. And it's brought me a lot of friends. Like I've been able to...
You like having friends, huh?
Yeah, of course. Everyone does.
Not me, but you do.
Friends are everything, man. You know, it took me to Amsterdam. That was one of the main reasons for travel. And for moving over there was to be able to go and experience the festivals over there. And I've made some very close mates and yeah, just the scene is you don't really know until you go over and you do it. Like if you ask me to explain DEF CON...
Doing 8 months in Amsterdam is 8 months. So you have to 24 hours, 7 days a week, 4 weeks in a month, whatever, and then add another 7 on top of that. That's 8 months. So yeah, you have to live it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we did. For me, it was something else special as well, is because my grandmother was Dutch. So I got to immerse fully in the culture, which was amazing.
What did you think of it?
I loved it. I didn't like London. I thought that London felt like, you know, Sydney, but even faster. Whereas then you get to Amsterdam and like the Netherlands and a lot of the countries like that, and they just live 2 speeds slower than us. And if you ask me,
Europe's amazing.
It is. It's Europe, you know. And if you ask me, like, you know, even in regards to mental health, which I know you're going to touch on in a bit, but I feel like they, in general, live, you know, more happy than we do.
Look, I've got Greek background, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know anyone in Greece that has mental health problems.
There you go.
I'm just trying. I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know anyone that's talking about it. So I don't know. Like, I'm sure there is. There's no doubt.
There would be for sure.
But the thing is, the Athens itself, I get it, but there is something about the clean air there. And if you look at Europe in itself, in the size it's smaller than Australia. So can you imagine that in 1 hour you're in another country? How cool is that?
Yeah, that's the thing. But you know what? It was funny. I was on a job site this morning, and they had Kyle and Jackie O playing in the background, and they were actually talking about like quality of life and the difference between like the elderly. So the elderly in Europe, what are they doing? They're sitting at cafes and bars, and they're on the beach, drinking, smoking, having a laugh. What are the oldies here doing?
Well, I'll tell you what they do, and you're from Macedonia, so Chris has only been in Australia for 3 years. 3.5 years. So he's originally from Macedonia, and that's the first time here in Australia. But when I was in Greece, I'll tell you what they do. During the day, I'll tell you what the old people do. They do chores. They are old people digging holes, moving donkeys, picking vegetation. They eat, have a siesta. At 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, even 9 o'clock at night, they make their way down to the piazza, and everybody spoils them.
Yeah.
Elderly are respected there.
Yeah.
And they sit there till midnight.
Yeah.
And they're all drinking, eating, talking, and the kids are running around. Yeah, what are they doing here?
They're dying in nursing homes.
Yeah.
That was what Kyle said. He goes, I know what I'd much rather do. I'd much rather kick the bucket, you know, sinking a beer and smoking a dart.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I'm the same. Like, in all honesty, if you ask me, what do you see yourself doing when you're like, you know, 70, 80, whatever, scooting around in a little electric scooter, doobie in hand, and I'm still jacked, of course. Yeah. We're still training.
No, of course.
But we're just cruising around, living life, mobile scooter. Yeah, that's me.
Well, I'm still waiting for the overnight success. It's been 20 years, but I'm still waiting for the overnight success. But the one thing I keep saying, and Chris probably hears all the time, I just keep mentioning Maldives. I just want to sit barefoot on sand. I want to finish, not in Greece. I don't want to wear shoes.
Yeah.
I just want to be barefoot. I I want to know, is that where I go get some food? That's where I have a drink. There's a beach chair. Sleep it out.
Yeah.
And train as well.
Yeah.
Because I love training too. And I think I think training is the fountain of youth. I think the gym
I agree.
is the place because, see, you played union and you told me about your shoulder. The thing is about jogging, sprinting, sports. The gym, you lie on a bench and you just pick up a little bit more than you should. And that isn't so damaging. Actually, it's quite youthful. And so you're pushing muscle. So an 80-year-old in the gym is just pushing a little bit more than a general 80-year-old. But that little bit more keeps you young.
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
moves your testosterone. You probably still get a hard on, maybe. You know what I mean?
You'd hope so, eh?
I know so, mate. Visualization, mate.
That's it.
At 80, I still look. I got a hard on. So
Yeah,
I already know.
yeah.
My eyes, I saw it.
Exactly.
All right, mate. Tell us about the whack experience and the really good shaped 75-year-old. Tell us more. What gave you the confidence to speak to her and say and praise her?
Man, that was such a phenomenal experience for me.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've recently come out of and still sort of moving out of what I would call, I would say a slump. I don't think anyone goes through life just cruising on a flat line or cruising up here or cruising down low. I've had a lot going on, and just recently I've moved back into a good flow of things, and I'd just come out of the gym, endorphins are pumping. I was feeling really good, and like I said in that story, this lady, like, she was moving, like proper motoring, and I was sitting there. I'd just finished having a phone call to a mate, and she crossed the road, like the highway. There was no crossing. Like, she's looked and she's just bolted, and I'm like, I've got to go and chat. Like, good, just go.
So absolutely.
You
want information.
100%. Yeah. I did, and I said, and I almost felt bad because I stopped her, and I didn't want to scare the shit out of her. Like, a 75-year-old lady getting tapped on the shoulder by me.
No, she would have loved it.
Eventually she would have, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. She's still thinking about you.
Yeah.
Stop messaging you?
Hopefully. I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, I'm sorry, like, are you in a rush? Like, and she said, oh, yeah, I am. And I said, look, I don't want to keep you long. I just wanted to say, like, you're in such good nick, like, and then obviously saw her calves, and I looked down and I was like, wow, like, you have a set of cows on you. Like, that is crazy.
I could see you probably would say to anyone if they deserve appreciation. I think you saw appreciation there.
I do. Absolutely. That's something that I pride myself on, is that, if I can see that you have worked hard with something, it's almost my duty to let you know that you've done well.
I got a feeling it also is the mental health battle of knowing that good feelings, good news, good conversations, and praising people is your part on fixing you as well.
That's exactly right. That, like, whether, I didn't do that to make myself feel better. I did that because that stood out to me as something incredible. And whether it helped her or not, I don't know. But you know what? Maybe it did. And if it did, beautiful.
Well, I got a neighbour. I reckon he's 80. Right, and I was driving. I live in San Susi, and I was driving. And I looked behind, and there's this $500,000 Bentley convertible with beautiful chrome. And there's this guy. He looked like Aristotle Onassis, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him, and then I realised he's just parking in my house. So one day, I just saw the car out there, and he was out there, and he's picking weeds.
Yeah.
I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Can I ask you a question?" He goes, "Yes." And then he was Greek. His name's Peter, and he owns Frutex.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
So multi, but. I go, "Can I talk to you?" He goes, "Yeah." And he's walking up. He goes, "Oh, I feel sore." I go, "What's wrong?" He goes, "I just finished with my personal trainer."
Yeah.
Anyway, what I wanted to ask him, which I didn't get a chance because his son came to pick him up, but at his age, I find most people driving a Corolla that's dented up by trolleys at the supermarket.
Yep.
But I'll give you an example. I was taking my son to school, at 8:00 in the morning. He's got 2 warehouses. At 8:00, he was coming back from his warehouse from Caringbah in the Bentley. He was at the warehouse still working, meaning he's not stopping, and he drives a $500,000 car perfectly. 80 years old, and he looks amazing. Dyes his hair.
Yeah.
What I mean is, you got to live, man.
No, I agree. I think that, and this is, I think it's huge, and I've obviously.
And I wanted to talk to him. Just give me some tips, not about how to make money. what is it that your attitude is different to what I usually see?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think, like obviously in my time spent, over the last 10, 11 years in the gym, I've come across, a few different people like that. And even recently I had an encounter where there was an older guy who maybe was only, 50, 60, but he was a personal trainer. And he came up to me and he complimented me on my physique. And I said, thank you so much. I said, you're also in such good nick. And, it is awesome to me. It's awesome to me to see someone like you helping younger people and older people and the people your age. You probably don't even need to be working right now, but you are, and you're doing something that is helping others.
Well, I'm going to tell you, so to not die quickly, you don't retire.
Yeah.
There's no retiring.
100%.
And there's another saying, people die at 30, they just get buried at 80.
Yeah, that's exactly
so
right.
they, you know what I mean? So everybody that's retired, look at them a year later or two, and they're on walking frames.
Yeah.
Don't retire, man. Sign checks while they're burying you. Just sign checks, whatever you're doing. So it's, and it's not working for the money. You need to interact. It's all the interaction. So Disco Drew, where and why disco?
Just because I think that's just my mantra for life. I think life's a dance.
Dance?
Yeah, life's a dance, man. You're gonna have some good ones, you're gonna have some bad ones, but you just got to keep moving.
And is that now, because everyone knows you, because I think it was Ryan was sitting here and he goes, he did a leg workout with you, which fucked him.
Yeah,
and he was walking like a pansy, he was, and he looked all right. And he mentioned Disco Drew, and I go, who's Disco Drew, man? He goes, you don't know who Disco Drew is? I go, I don't know who Disco is. Like a funny comedy. Who's Disco Drew? I don't know who Disco Drew is. All right, so everyone knows you as Disco Drew, yeah?
Yeah, no, look, it's caught on, and I'm just rocking it, and I'm rolling with it. And when people ask me why, I said, look, I grew up watching The Simpsons, and then I got into the the rave and the party scene, and it's kind of stuck. And I think that you can apply that to life. For me personally, I'm at my happiest when that's my happy place. I get to be with people that I love and the music that I love. So
well, it is a happy place. It's amazing. Have you been to Tomorrowland?
No, that's one of the.
What the fuck is that?
One of the few.
How long does that go for? 3 days?
Tomorrow, I think it's. I think I don't know. I know they have 2 weeks. Like there's week 1 and week 2, and I think it probably goes for like maybe 3-4 days.
Wow. By the way, I just let you know, I wrote my own song, Muscle Talks. I'm going to make you listen to it. It's a bit of a dance song.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I'm keen to hear it.
Yeah. You have fucking amazing legs. It's one of my favorite body parts. I think I've got pretty good legs too, but not at the moment. Symmetrically, everything. Is that your favorite body part? And what's the secret with those legs of yours? Because when Ryan was here, he goes, I trained legs with Disco Drew. Everyone wants to train legs with you. Why? And that
look, in all honesty, I think, and it kind of, I think it's a mix of things. Definitely the rugby background helped. Yep. That needs credit.
Of course, yeah.
And then I think just at a young age, so I started training when I was 15, 16. And then as I started to progress, like you train with mates, and I was naturally a little bit stronger in the legs. So I then furthered that.
Because not everyone hits them hard, man.
No, but then you throw in, you put in
Then they wish they did, by the way.
Yeah, of course. You throw in a sprinkle of mental health, and just the beast comes out, man. Like there are some people that have, I get quite demonic when I train legs. Like I'll spit on the floor. I'll yell. Yeah, I call myself a dog cunt.
Oh gosh.
I get real deep. Yeah, and it's hard. Like,
how do you do it at such a pedantic gym like World Gym? You got to come back to the 90s.
I do.
The
I have
90s
to.
would have accepted you better.
That's
You would have been accepted in the 90s.
Tom Platz he's the goat.
But the whole thing, back in the 90s, everything was failure. I was telling the guys.
We
only trained to failure.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what we looked like, because it was like, you'd say like this, you go, Steve, I'm going to go show my legs off in the bathroom. And then 6, 7, 8 of us would go in there and look at your legs because you wore a tracksuit.
Yeah.
And then you put your tracksuit back on, then we go back out and train.
Yeah. I'm big on that, and I think like in this day and age, the whole training and fitness industry is rather fucked, and I don't like it personally. Like there's this whole Apple Watch stigma and like, you know, what...
Yeah, I don't even know what macros are and judging and weighing. I just know, all right, that looks pretty good.
I think, look, there is, and there
You've
is...
competed, I know that.
There is a professional side to this.
Yes.
But there needs to be I draw a line in the sand. Yeah. And, you know, there's so much of this. Oh, you need a Fitbit, you need an Apple Watch, you need to track your steps, you need to track your heart rate, your calories burned.
I don't look at that.
Fuck off, mate. No, you don't.
No.
If you told that to Dorian Yates, he'd laugh in your face.
Even, I'm just saying, I know what they did probably back then, did weigh their food, but I probably know what a handful of rice looks like. And I know two chicken thighs. That should be enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, do I need to weigh it? That's what I'm, you know what I'm
trying
to
say?
Yeah. I'm not competing.
Yeah.
Like, I know, all right, I can back off on something, but what I'm getting at is so much
There's so much shit. Yeah, I think there's
everyone's a guru.
Yeah. I'm really quite strongly opinionated the way that the fitness industry is moving at the moment, and I don't like it. And that's why I've actually taken a step back from face-to-face training. I think that too many people think that they can be a personal trainer. Firstly, it's too easily accessible.
You know, I was a personal trainer. I'm 54, right? I was a personal trainer in my early 20s, and I only did it for a short time. And I said, I just need to train at the gym. I don't want to train anyone there. It's like my home. I didn't want to be there. Yeah. And also, it wasn't big back then because I was in IT. So I had a job. I just thought of it as casual. But today, everyone's an expert.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that everyone wants to be or thinks that it's easy, and it goes beyond that. Is that people think that it's acceptable? I don't think this is acceptable. I don't think that you should be allowed to finish your PT course and then go straight into online coaching.
I
think that's a crock of shit. I think that you should have to work with people face to face and understand what it takes to work with not only one person, but different people, to be able to cater for different needs, different personality styles, and obviously learn how to run and grow a business.
Well, let me tell you, I've been training for 34 years, and I still don't think I can be a personal trainer. Not, I could, but I'm saying is...
But I respect that. Yeah. That's you know, you understand that and you know that. And I think that...
Like, I could do it if I dived in, but I'd have to dive in completely, like,
and it is it swallows you whole, and that's why I'm enjoying this break at the moment. Because when I was at my peak, I was doing 55 sessions a week. So first session would be 4:15, last session would be 7:30, and then
it's a tough slog, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And people don't, you know, I'm saying 55 sessions a week. Okay, you work that out to be 55 hours a week. They go, oh, that's not that much. I go, yeah, but look at the time frame that I have to work with people. No one's training from the hours of 11 till 3. No. Hardly anyone's training in those hours.
And that's the bit that fucks your brain.
That's exactly right.
You want to do something.
That's when
productive.
I'm going home. I'm eating, training, and sleeping during that time. So it's a brutal lifestyle and a brutal industry.
And the other thing is what we're doing with Chris is, like, I've seen it. Everybody says, oh my God, he's got 250,000 followers. He's got to know what he's doing. That's just because he marketed himself well.
Yeah.
You could be 1,000 followers and be the smartest personal trainer or smartest at anything, but no one's going to get you in front of a mic. So with us, it doesn't matter where you are or who you are. We just want your smarts. And we know there's someone out there that wants to know you're keeping it real. Like, I can be like him. I can be like her. Just... because the bodybuilding industry is amazing, but it's actually become like, it's like an elitist, and everyone wants to be C-Bum. Look, C-Bum has done it, but he's full-time sponsored and everything is done for him. He's got cooks. Like, he's got a great, whatever's going on to win Olympia, they're paying him to keep coming.
That's exactly right. And I mean, I think, and this is my big thing as well, is that, and I tell a lot of my clients is that, you know, don't look at me as, you know, something or someone that you need to be. Look at me, you know, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
All right. I'm here to coach you. And this was why I had such great success for such a long time, and I had such great retention, is because, but it fucked me. I'd come home on a Thursday night and this doesn't work. I'm done. It's because of the amount of mental and emotional output that you give to those face-to-face clients to build your business, build your brand. And it's almost, you know, where do you stop? Where do you go, all right, that's enough. I can't invest in you anymore. Like, you know, you can't.
Well, when I did the personal training course and I did the AIF, FIA, and it was at St. Leonard's, and they still do it there.
Yep.
And it was only a 3-day course, by the way, for $500.
Yep.
And there was no insurances and all that. It was just very different. But the one thing the trainer that I appreciated, the trainer say to me is, you train people to leave you.
That's exactly
And
right.
most people try to hang on to them, but she goes,
Yep.
because when they leave you, they got the results, so they'll tell someone else about you.
Yep.
And that's how you get leads by.
Yep.
And that was probably the best tip. But I know myself as well. For you probably know this, is not just your training them, they're now telling you about their life, and now you've got everyone's life in your head. So I guess you've got to be mentally strong in that area. I do believe that I just don't do gurus. I don't do influencers. I don't do anything like that. And I don't look at the numbers. And when I see the numbers and I know why they're on the podcast, I go, fuck, you're just there because you got 300,000 people, man. And you're trying to feed off each other. And guess what? Even Chris says, we've had influencers on. It doesn't increase. 5 people? We get extra 5. Like, fuck that.
No, that's exactly right. And I think that's one of the first things that I say to any new client that did jump on board with me face to face. I say, look, I'm not here to keep you. It looks better on me. The less amount of time I have you, it looks better on me.
Fucking oath, man.
Because I get you in. I'm not going to hold anything back from you. I want to pass on everything possible to you as quickly as possible.
Go do it.
Get a result, and then hopefully you stay on with me for 1 session a week to keep the relationship.
Even if they come back for a refresher in 6 months. But
That's exactly
like
right.
I said, I get it. I just fucking realised, obviously when I realised you were coming before, that you were the one, man. You were my favourite body in the Sydney show.
Thank you. I
Ask
appreciate
Chris,
that.
When I saw you, right, your physique was phenomenal. And I'll be honest with you, there's 2 guys, I don't know if you know, do you know Kyle Roger?
Yep.
You two, I think, are the best.
I appreciate
Outright.
that. I
The
appreciate
two of you,
that. Thank you.
What do you reckon, Chris? You two are the fucking best. I'll tell you why, what I see. I see a ripped body, but a full body. I see some health in there, but I see great symmetry. Like, it's just the symmetrical fix that you guys have done. So I can't pick out of the 2 of you, but obviously he's in Queensland, you're here, but you were numero uno. How did you do it? And what's it like competing?
How did I do it? Well, so from when I started training, I'm not sure if you have heard of Callum von Mogger. No. So you have? Yeah, he was a big sort of sensation, Aussie sensation, one of the biggest to sort of come out. Was classic physique. He was in the movie Bigger, the Arnold and I forget the guy.
What was his name again?
Joe Weider. Callum von Mogger.
Oh my God, he played Arnold.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in America.
Yeah.
He jumped out of a window.
Yeah.
He fucked himself.
I
like him too. I follow him.
He was a huge inspiration because his first ever video, Mad Desire, when that came out, I was in year 12, and me and the boys were like, "Wow, fuck, this is it." Like, you know.
Do you know what's sponsoring his hairstyle? He had that mohawk thing.
Yeah. He did. He rocked it for a while. He was actually the inspiration for my dog Ozzy as well, the bull terrier.
I got a staffy.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. So that was the core inspiration there, because I watched the way he trained. I watched how balanced he was, and then I took that on, and then and that was why I ended up drawing away from rugby, was because I ended up enjoying the bodybuilding style of training more so than going and getting flogged, 3 times a week. Don't get me wrong, that's the best I've ever felt, running around for 80 minutes getting belted. But I just loved, because at the end of the day, it's a team sport. No matter how good I was, I couldn't shine to my full potential unless, everyone else around me was, was on it. 100%. So that was the inspiration there. And then I've just always loved that style of training. I've always enjoyed, as well, like you said, I think the proportion, the flow, the symmetry of the classic physique is
good mo too, man.
Fuck,
you had a good cheesy one.
I appreciate it.
That
Thank
was
you.
80s.
I did.
Hands
It was. And that was, I love that, and I look back at that, and I I understand and I respect the open bodybuilding, and I think it's, it's good, it is, but we all know and we watch it because it's a freak show at the end of the day, right? Whereas when you look back, and this is obviously why classic physique is growing so much, you don't have to eat as much, you don't have to use as much gear, and it's not as harmful to the body, right? So you've got that aspect of it. But for me, and I got a lot of really good feedback on my posing routine as well.
Fucking oath.
That is my outlet. That's my artistic outlet. I'm able to get up there. Nothing comes with me. It's me and the stage and my posing and my music.
Where did it come? Where did the posing come from?
The posing,
Like in your life, like do you think it's...
well, I don't know. I did drama in school, and I love that kind of, I don't mind being on stage and getting up and being an idiot.
My daughter's a triple threat.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my daughter's a triple threat.
So yeah, I love
dance. It's triple threat is dance, sing, and act.
Yeah. Well, I dance at the festivals. I sing like an idiot when I need to, and then I can always bang on an act. So I've got
you're perfect with the stage.
But yeah, that was that, and it's just, I think and that it's me. It fits in, and I think no matter which path
We've
I
got
choose.
photos of you, by the way, because we were at the show, and we'll take photos. So I've got photos of you. We've got photos of you.
Oh, mad. Yeah, I think, and that's, no matter which path I choose or which direction I head, I will always love to look, that way. And I'll always, love to be able to chuck up a few poses and use the flow.
Are you good with the discipline, but to get there? Are you good to get to the comp? Or do you like getting to the comp?
I'm good getting there because when I have a goal, I will do anything to get there. Am I perfect? Fuck no. Fuck no. In my last prep, I would have cheated once a week.
Were you okay with that? Because some can't handle it.
Well, I think for me, it's
what was the cheat, by the way?
My cheat. Oh fuck. I'm a slut for a donut, man. It's bad, eh? Yeah. It's just whenever I prep,
because it seems like
strawberry iced.
What the fuck is with pineapple with the strawberry ice?
No, just strawberry ice, straight strawberry sprinkles, like that. That's the goat. Yeah.
Everyone. What's wrong with chocolate?
I don't know. I'm just a strawberry guy.
No, my son's strawberry too. Everyone's strawberries.
I don't know. So yeah, no, I wasn't perfect. I never will be. But for me, it's about just trying to be better the next day. So.
Okay, I love it. Well, why did you opt out not going to Queensland? Man, I saw Doherty
for Brisbane.
Yeah, Brisbane. Queensland.
I was there.
Were you?
I went. Yeah.
How come I didn't recognise you?
I was there. Maybe because I got pushed out to the side.
Is that what happened? Did you have the mo still going?
Yeah.
Why the fuck couldn't I?
I was
in. I don't know. You know what? I think I was.
I was in the guy who won its class, Emmanuel. I was in his class.
Emmanuel's class?
Emmanuel, who won. Yeah. I was in his class.
Because you weren't going to go to Queensland. When Doherty said to you, "We'll see you in Queensland," you go, I think you said no at the show.
I was just, I didn't really know. It all sort of was dependent on how things shaped up at the New South Wales show.
But you won it.
I won my class for that. Yeah, I came third in the overall. Again, look, like you said, the class and the judging and the scoring and stuff like that is very interesting.
What the fuck happened up there? can't believe I didn't see you because you were a standout in the Sydney show.
No, I appreciate that a lot, and I had a lot of really good feedback.
I'm straight, mate.
With that,
fuck, I'm so honest.
I think
till I lie.
I think I'm one to understand and appreciate and give praise where it's given, where it's deserved, and I understand and I know my weak points. I know that my core is weak, and that I know that around that area and my lower back struggles to come in. However, there are photos where and this was the point that I want to make, right? Is Chris Bumstead the most shredded guy on stage every year? No, absolutely not. But is he proportioned? Is he symmetrical? Does he pose well?
Does he do good for the sport too?
At the end of the day, he
does good for the sport.
Exactly, and it's bodybuilding, right? So look, I lost to guys that didn't have as bigger legs, but they had better conditioning in their upper body. Now, like I said, C-Bum the most shredded on stage? No. But when you look at the overall,
I think too shredded is you look like you're ready for the hospital, man.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I just see,
and
some
it's
of it-
changed.
and some of it as well, man. It
You look
depends
at-
what light they put you under,
Yeah.
and also the tanning lotion. You put everything together, man. A bottle
Yeah.
of Reef can do a lot of things.
But look, that's the sport, and that's why I love it. Is because
Yeah, I
you
love
know
it too, man.
it's brutal and it's cutthroat, you know, and you're not always going to get the results that you want. But for me, it's about progress, not perfection.
Okay, beautiful. I like your attitude. So what was it like? Just going to go back with Europe. What was it like traveling over there, being back, but after lockdowns? What was it like over there?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I think because obviously, so I was living in Amsterdam, and the reason why it was only 8 months was because I was there when COVID hit, so I had to come back. I was cut short, and then going back over there. So I went over there. My pro show was last year. Yeah, so I went over for my pro show. So the year before last, I turned pro with the Elite Federation, and I went over and I did my
So you got a
pro
pro
show.
card?
I did have a pro card.
You
yep.
did? What does
I
that mean?
did.
How do you lose a
So I was a pro in the Elite Federation,
Uh-huh.
and then I went over and did a pro show in Malta, and then I came back, and I competed again as an amateur in the pro league. All right. So by competing as an amateur in the pro league, I then forfeit my pro card in the Elite Federation. Yeah.
Why? What does it mean? All that? Like, is it because you need the direction towards Olympia? What is
Exactly
it?
right.
Is that what it is?
So you have the pro league, and the duck's nuts of the pro league is the
Why don't they just allow
Olympia.
everyone to then somehow intertwine to go to the top?
Good question.
Like, you know what I mean?
Good
Like,
question.
you can have, like, what's it called? The European finals, the
Yeah.
World Cup soccer, but allow it to intertwine. Like they do, like, that's
Yeah.
what they do everywhere now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They
yeah,
bring
yeah.
the best. What is it? 12, 16, 20 sides? I don't know. And then you go for it.
Yeah. Look, I don't know enough about it and why. I just know that, you know, the pro league leads to the Olympia. But look, at the end of the day, one of my goals was to A, turn pro, and B, do a pro show overseas. And I can now tick that off my list.
Do you want to go to Olympia?
I would love to. I would love to. You know, I'm the kind of guy that, look, when I was growing up playing rugby and playing reps and stuff like that, where did I want to be? The Wallabies. I wanted to play at the best level.
Did you play for Wallabies?
I didn't. I
Did you
didn't.
close? That's bad.
No, I didn't. I mean, the closest I got
must be
was
fucking
doing semi-pro in Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It must be very hard.
It is, and it's a team sport, and again, it's very subjective. So I think that's why the element of me that loves bodybuilding is that at the end of the day, yes, it's subjective, but my progress is all on me.
It's amazing. Tell me something. Did you travel much pre-lockdown? And tell me, do you still try to keep a good body while you traveled or when you trained? Do you still like
That's the first thing I do when I get off a flight.
Really? See, I was never. I used to think you got to party and not do nothing, but now
Nah.
you think the first thing you do go have a workout.
That comes first, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight off the plane, bags
Why?
down.
You think it's good
train.
for everyone to do that?
I think it just resets me, and
cements you down into the place.
For me, training it's a part of me, and it's a part of not just my body, but it's a part of my mind. I know that I feel better once I've trained, and I can go on and do anything after that.
Okay, so but have you traveled much? Do you like traveling?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have. I was quite fortunate growing up. Mum and Dad both work for Qantas, so I was able to travel a lot there. Thanks, Mum and Dad.
Yeah.
And then we did a lot of travel, so it was good. That's like you said. The convenient thing about being based in Europe and over there is the inter-European travel is so cheap. You pay it's like 80, 90 pounds to Amsterdam, London return.
It is.
Whereas we pay like $600 to go to Perth.
And have the flight cancelled.
Yeah.
How was
exactly.
DEF CON 23? Was it good?
Oh, it was unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. Yeah.
Is DEF CON as big as like Tomorrowland in a way?
It is. I'd say DEF CON's definitely a little bit smaller,
Of course, yeah.
but it's not as generic.
Have you done a DEF CON before?
I have. Yeah, I have. My first one in the Netherlands was 2019.
Do you recommend Chris should do a DEF CON?
I recommend everyone should, simply because of simply because of the culture and the people that you'll meet. Like you won't have a bad time.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I know, and I know probably what goes on there, but I'm just letting you know. Back in my 20s, there wasn't much of that going on. But when you're, let's say, on it, it was like a love fest.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And I mean,
love fest,
but
isn't it?
no matter what genre it is, right? Whether it's techno, whether it's house, whether it's hardstyle, whether it's, you know,
And I think whether
it's
you're
metal.
on it or not on it, I think you're having a great time.
No, you're there. It's your family, you know.
Fucking
Like
hell.
it's
I love
that's
it.
exactly right. That's what it's about.
I love dancing.
yeah.
I mean, I love it's I think it's the closest
But
thing to freedom, isn't it?
Picture this, right? This is what I say to people, right? And for me, this is why music has such a huge part in my life, right? Imagine a world with no music.
Oh shit.
It's almost not worth living.
Well, music was allowed me to send that to a girlfriend when I first loved her because the song said what I felt because I didn't know how to talk it.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
didn't know how to talk at an 18-year-old, but the song said it.
It's emotion. You can go from it can make you feel love. It can make you, you know, feel anger in a good way or in a bad way. It can make you feel,
it can
you know,
lift you. It can do it. It can remind you. It can do everything.
100%.
You seem like a guy that has fun, colourful, full of life. Is that the case? And has that been the case always? Or is that just a bit of a front sometimes?
No, look, it's not a front, but it has to be a front. Like I'm someone that has experienced extreme anxiety and I would say extreme depression to the point where there have been points in my life that I have had suicidal thoughts.
What age? What do you think brought on? And I'll just quickly tell you, 54, didn't have anything about depression, anxieties. From 43 to 52, 51. In my 50s just now, I admitted myself into hospital twice. From a public system to I had to wait with my health fund to be 2 months to go into a private. And it's the first time I held on for 2 years. So I'm understanding. I sent it with my family, daughter. Tell me your story, man.
My story.
So like what made you have severe anxiety, depression? When do you think what triggered it?
I think it comes. I think a little bit of it comes with my ADHD. So I'm ADHD, and I think like there's a side to that leads to or has elements of overthinking and, you know, not understanding things, you know, the way other people understand them, not looking at the world the way that other people look at the world. I'm a very emotional guy, and I openly admit that, and we'll talk about that to anyone. You know, I look into things a lot because I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you say that? I want to understand, or I don't understand.
So you what I'm reading is you don't do assumptions. You want to know. You don't assume.
No. I don't like assuming things.
No.
I like to
and you
know.
don't like people to assume you either.
That's exactly right. 100%. Okay, like I'm the walking definition of don't judge a book by its cover.
Me too, man.
Like I've got the back of my head tattooed. I'm 100 kilos, 6 foot, and you know, like, yeah, I get it. Please, you know,
ask.
Yeah, exactly. Sit me down for 5 minutes, and you know, then judge me.
I come across arrogant to everyone. Because and the way I look. I mean, who sponsors sideburns like these?
It's today's society, man, and it's dog shit. I hate it. It's the way that we're moving and running, and I don't like it. But back to your question, I think just a lot to do with that. Like I was definitely different growing up. You know, I struggled in school. I didn't sit there and
school's not for
pardon me.
Isn't it?
No, absolutely not. I wasn't able to, you know, I wasn't amazingly academic, but when it came to things like PE, timber, and like drama, I was there, you know. Put me in an environment where I need to learn something that I love and I find relatable, no dramas. Sit me down and tell me to learn about poems and shit, forget it.
You know, my daughter, she was Montessori, she was... I don't know how many schools she was. She was a beautiful kid, man. But school kept buckling her. And I was saying in the last podcast, but she's a mate. She's a performer to go on stage. Things she's done, I can't do. She's my mentor. But I just don't know how you guys did it at a young age when you're supposed to, a lot of ages, you're 26, man. You're 26?
Yep.
Yeah. and you're going through these struggles that I think, like, it's sad, but it's fucked because, to be honest, there's no answers out there because you can call these fucking, excuse me, I don't know why I'm not going to say anything, but there's no real support. They don't give you the best answers. That's me. I think everyone says, I'll help you, but to a point. And with people like ourselves or people that suffer mental health, you need to have patience with them. If you don't have patience, don't even help them.
No, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things that impacts that is obviously you have social media. And if you were to ask me, like, and something that I hate so much is, for my business, I need it. I can't do without it. But if, there was a world and a way where, I could do what I do and grow what I want to grow without it, I would love to. Absolutely.
Without what?
Without social media.
Okay.
And that, going back to your question, I think, and in regards to, why is our generation now so much more self-aware? It's because of what we are constantly fed. You look at Instagram, it's a highlights reel. Not many people, yes, we're getting better at it. Yes, there's more exposure, there's more foundations, there's more groups, there's more pages. But at the end of the day, 90% of what's on there is a highlight reel. And we don't yet have the ability to filter the good and the bad. And I recently, after my last breakup, I did, and I'd started prep, and I deleted my main social page, the disco page, and I just ran my business page, and there was hardly anywhere near as much shit or people on that page. And I started to realize, like, I'd go, it's subconscious now. We flick and we scroll, and it's subconscious.
It's getting you.
You have no control, right? And because I had nowhere near as much shit on there, I'd look, do what I need to do, and then I'd put it down, all right? And it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, I've got a vision board at home, and one of the pages that I've got on there tells me what I need to not do, and on it there it says social media. It says, like, it's got drinking, it's got negative people, whatever I've got written, but one of them is social media. But this is what I realized: there's 5% really good in the world, like amazing. There's 5% trash, and then there's 90% whatever there is, like people.
Yeah.
So you got a job. You're in construction. Is that a business? Is that your business? Like, you seem to be. Are you a PT or are you a construction guy? Because I'm seeing pools, walls, guys. You look like the unemployed guys. You know that comedy show?
Yeah, no, I love it. No,
yeah. What do you do?
At the moment, so I've shifted a lot of my clients over to online, and I'm just working in that space.
Good.
Because I've had a shit experience with commercial gyms in the last 2 years. I've been quite honestly fucked over by two of the my last two gym owners, which is very unfortunate, and it's turned me off the whole face-to-face thing when I bent over backwards to help them build their business and their brand, and and try to do what I wanted to do and whatnot, and I just got basically kicked out on the street. And yeah, so at the moment I'm having a break from the face-to-face. I still do a few just home visits. Yep. So I do online, and then I've just been doing labouring work, like you've seen, building pools and doing some.
But you're not a qualified builder. You just
no. Just labouring.
Labouring.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a tough job, isn't it?
It is, but I've been doing it since I was in high school. Like I was instead of studying for my HSC, I was stripping out shops.
I was stripping motors. I was fixing cars up. So all right, so you're labouring, but you are full-time PT, coach, and you're predominantly online. We're gonna ask these questions at the end, but I want to ask this. So tell me your opinion. A sensitive matter, which you just spoke about, mental health, and it seems to be around bodybuilding, health and fitness. I'm going to get you to give me a tip. But there's a question you asked, something. Let me find it, because we don't edit. We stick to what we're saying. There's a post where you talk about mental health and the word "I love you," and we don't use it enough. Do you know which post that was?
Yeah, I think I do.
So I want you to tell me. You've said a bit about mental health, which is great. Keep going with it, but give us a tip on what helped you. Which not only dance, but let's say not everyone can go to a dance party. What's a little tip? But what is that word? You did it for a foundation, and you could see your conviction in it. But the word, we don't say "I love you." Tell me that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like every single time I hang up the phone with one of my mates, I tell them I love them.
Wow.
Because I've seen some shit in my 26 years. When I was 19, I had a tumor on my right testicle, and I had that removed. And that for me was a big awakening, and it was almost a bit of a rebirth, I like to say. I've had people close to me that have taken their own lives, and I have been exposed to and am now so well aware of the sheer fragility of this world and just how fragile it is and how quickly things can be taken from you. So if you were to ask me if I was to die today, would I be happy? Absolutely. I would not have one regret in this world. Obviously, there's a lot more that I would love to do and achieve.
Of course.
However, and whenever, anyone asks me how I'm going, I try my absolute best to answer with, good. And that's because every day above ground is a good day. And especially in this world where our stresses are increasing, taxes, rent, all of this, and this is why we're so fucking stressed. It's because all you need to do is take a look at our surroundings, right? It's not, we are, unfortunately, day by day, losing more and more of our freedoms. And I think that's why, look at people my age, right?
What I've seen in the last 2 years, 50, mate, there was movement. You could do so much. The last 2 years is, I've actually feel like I've started learning how to save again, and I don't even have savings. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, look, it's beyond me, and I try not to dabble into it too much because, one of the things with ADHD is hyper focus, and it can be good and bad. Don't get me wrong. It can be amazing. I said, prep, something like that, amazing. But
you didn't say ADHD is that you're just so much more invested, focused, hyper-focused.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing. It works both ways, right?
Yeah,
so when I want to prep, amazing. I'm hyper-focused. But go through a breakup, hyper-focus, right? So it's good and bad, and it works both ways. But that's something that I've also, in this recent time of when I've just, come out of the, the slump or whatever you want to call it. And this is one of the good and bad things about me as well, is that I'm very self-aware, almost too self-aware. It's like you start over-analyzing things constantly.
You're so young. I feel like I should sit with you one day and talk, me and you, because...
Let's do it.
I promise I want to. No,
done.
Hey,
just gonna do
me and you.
Doobie and a glass of scotch.
No, we're done, man. We're done. Oh, you can do the doobie, because I'm not good with doobies. I can't talk after it.
No, that's fine.
I fall asleep. No, I'm not good. I don't.
No,
talk.
it's not everyone.
If you want to talk to me, don't give me a doobie. I'll have the scotch.
You have the scotch, and I'll have the joint.
You can have both.
Done.
I'll just go scotch and vodka and everything else. But if you give me a doobie, are you going to say, are you going to fucking talk to me? I go, I can't. I can't talk to you.
No, that's fine.
I just know that I can't talk.
It's not everyone's cuppa.
So your tip is to just keep saying love. I love you, bro.
My tip is, if I had to summarize it in one word,
please.
Move.
Keep moving.
Move your mouth.
Yeah.
Move yourself.
I love it.
All right. Move, and this is the biggest thing, is that and I did this myself in my most recent, hardships, is and it was partially because I was in prep, and you just go tunnel vision, and you box everyone out, and, you exclude a lot. And recently I've made it my mission to spend more time with my friends and my people, because it's so easy to just go, and then you sit there and you go, you checking your feed, you're looking through your fucking highlights reel, and it's, this person's doing that, or that group's doing that. Why didn't they invite me? They're doing this. I didn't hear about that. And you can then, you then self-sabotage off that. But I've taken a step back, and I've gone, okay, maybe it was actually you. Maybe, you have, subconsciously excluded yourself.
No, listen to me. It's not you. I'm going to tell you now, it's fucking never you. Fuck them all. That's what I say. Listen to me. It's never you, man.
That's another thing.
No, I'm telling you, it's never you. Sorry, man. Fuck them all. Because someone can make you feel insecure. Someone can make you feel jealous. Someone can make you feel lack of trust. And they did it. You want to know the truth? I'll tell you the truth. In other words, I won't make you feel insecure. Why? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to make you feel jealous. I'm going to show you and let you share and tell you how I did it. Whatever it is, I'm going to tell you. Because why should I hold anything back from you? Because you're not going to stop me anyway.
Yeah.
So why am I stopping you? See, everyone wants to stop each other, but let's not get into that before we punch on that fucking camera and jump out there. And Chris has to hold us back, bashing the camera for some reason. He paid a lot of money for that. Look, a few more questions. One is, what is it, man? Mo, blonde hair, pink Speedos. You're quite a fashionable guy, mate. I thought I was fucking all over the place. You have different seasons. You're bored of yourself. You're fucking bored of you, and you need to entertain you.
Yeah, I'm constantly reinventing, man.
Is that to entertain yourself? Because I entertain myself. I'm still waiting for everyone to do sideburns.
Yeah.
And no one's fucking doing it, Chris.
Well,
the whole year, no one's doing sideburns.
If you look right, there's a photo of me before I left for London back in 2019, and I had a mullet. I'm telling you, I brought it back.
Bro, I
brought it back.
Nah, did you bring it back?
I'm telling you, I had it before every second NRL player and his dog had it. And then it started coming back.
Do you know the big beards? I had it 2 years out, everyone else, only because I saw Russell Crowe and I saw Russell Crowe and what's the other Aussie actor? Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
They were sporting these big beards out of South Sydney. I think I'm going to go beards. And the mullet, which you said you sponsored, but hey, listen to me. No one's doing sideburns yet. I haven't seen it. Where is it? I thought, because I thought of the Elvis movie last year and I thought the sideburns looked good. Yeah, so you like to entertain yourself.
Yeah, I just like to just keep it fresh, keep it new. I'm
wondering when I'm going to shave it off, but I can't at the moment.
It's just sometimes you form an attachment to it.
And see my hair?
That's another thing as well, attachment. Right? So many people get attached to this, I need to look like this, I need to walk like this, I need to talk like this, I need to do this. Fuck that. Do you, man. Do you. Believe me, I struggle with it. I don't wake up.
Do you?
100%. I'm one of the most self-conscious people you will ever meet.
I'm an introvert.
But I push myself.
I bet you're an introvert too.
I'm an introvert until I'm comfortable. Then it's fucking anything goes.
All right, we'll have to watch out for you when we go out drinking, especially if Scotch. But doobies, no, man. Maybe Chris, do you do doobies, Chris? No, you don't look like you do doobies. You look like
everyone's got their poison, man.
No.
Do what you do.
Trust me, I've tried them all.
See, I'm not a drinker. I find I'm not a drinker. I'm not a casual drinker. Like, unless if I know that I've got an event on and it's someone's birthday, for example, like I know that I need to, or I'm gonna eat one meal, and because it's gonna be expensive, and you're gonna drink to get fucked. I don't think there's for me. There's no enjoyment in casual drinking. Not yet, anyway.
I'm 54. Everything dies off. But the other thing is, I only drink expensive stuff because I don't drink much. So I've got good quality because I don't drink much. I drink expensive stuff, meaning good vodkas, good this, good that. I went to a bar and I said to these girls, "You want a drink?" And they go, "Yeah, we'll have vodka and Coke." I go, vodka. So I go to the bar, go, "Can I have 3 vodka and Cokes, please?" And the guy goes, "Yep." And I go, "Can I have a Belvedere on the rocks?" So I was giving them the cheap stuff, man. You're mixing it with Coke.
Yeah.
Let's go through the body. All right? Let's go through the body. All right? Traps. Do you train?
Indirectly. Upright rows. That's about it. Sets.
And reps.
I'm very, like, I kind of have a mixture of Dorian and Milos when it comes to this, right? It depends on my phase, right? If I'm bulking, then supersets are minimal and they're out because food is up, and most of the time I like to have time to train. So we're talking, sets for, and it depends on the body part as well.
Well,
right?
let's say someone is plateaued or someone's just starting to get some momentum. How would you train traps?
How would I train traps? I would look. I love a dirty superset. Say 4 sets, anything 12 to 15. Supersetting upright rows with shrugs.
No one's mentioned upper rows much, but shrugs, good on you. Okay, what about delts? Back delt, rear delts?
Back delts, rear delts. I think definitely. I struggled for a while, and then my coach Dax, the man, he brought in 100 rep set. 100 rep set. Seated dumbbell
1.3
laterals.
million views now. You're going to be abused by everyone. I'm going to be sitting there backing you all the way, man.
Volume.
Wait. 100 reps?
100 rep set.
One set, 100 reps.
Yeah.
What exercise is it?
Seated lateral raises with the dumbbells. Yeah.
Is that for outers or rears? That's rear?
Outers. Yeah.
Rears?
Rears, I generally like to go either on the rear fly machine, or just with dumbbells.
And
so just
a bend over a bit,
bend over fly.
How many reps?
I would say 12 to 15
sets.
I generally, my general structure, if I'm like warm up, is first set anything from 20 to 30.
Yeah, of course.
And then weight goes up. Sets and reps come down.
But if someone wanted a number, you said 15 on those.
Yeah, I'd say
how many sets?
12 to 15, 4 sets.
4 sets. All right, front delts.
Front delts, I love either a plate raise or a alternating dumbbell.
How many sets, reps?
Again, same. 3 to 4, 12 to 15.
Okay. Chest, upper chest.
Upper chest, I love either an incline or a good plate press. I'm not a big barbell guy.
All right.
You won't ever catch me on the bench press.
Oh, so you like dumbbells?
Yeah. Dumbbells, machines.
How many reps?
Again, I'd say if you're wanting to build, I'd say, and you're warm, I'd say 3 sets, 8 to 10.
8 to 10. And what about just a general chest?
General chest, do anything and everything, mix it up. I love my finisher for people is a decline fly superset with max push-ups. When you can't do a push-up anymore, you're done.
How many decline flies?
I'd say 3 sets, 15, 20.
And then the push-up in there?
As many as you fucking can.
Each time be after it?
Every time.
Fuck, I'm already hurting. All right, no, I am hurting. Abs?
Abs is something that I've only really just started to get into and to force myself to train. We're looking at a decline crunch.
Decline crunch, yeah.
Decline crunch, yeah. And a...
weight on the chest?
No, pull over.
I'll pull over, yes.
So with like a tricep rope. Like
and how many sets?
Pull over or a crunch. Again, reps? I would say 3 sets, looking towards 25 reps.
All right. Bicep, 25?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's
no,
like,
that's all right. I love
it. With some it's minimal resistance, and then with others you do need to bring in more resistance and progressively overload.
No, I love it.
Biceps. I would go to either a preacher curl with a barbell, and then changing the grip. So for me, I've got quite long arms.
Yeah.
So I like to go. I'll start off with a wide and then go straight into a narrow.
Together. So
back to back.
How many sets?
I'd go 3 sets, 12 reps.
3 sets, 12, 3 sets, 12, 3 sets, but moving it in.
I'm
gonna do. I think I've got biceps. Tricep.
Tries, definitely a cable extension with a crossover, I find.
And sets, reps.
Sets, reps, tries. See, I'm still trialing because for me, arms is my lagging body part. So I've gone through phases of volume with lightweight or less volume and heavier. So I would say if you're starting out, keep it generic, keep it general, 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps. All right. And then when you're looking towards the back end of your session to burn them out, drop the weight and burn the cunts out.
But I feel personally something tells me with triceps, heavy fucking weight because it's such a big part of the arm. But that's my story. I don't know if it's true.
When there's more research and shit coming out now. Like, you know, if you're looking at angles and cables and constant resistance.
There's so much information, man.
Shit like that. If I had to pick one, I would go a heavy dumbbell overhead press.
Oh, yeah. Everything was heavy, man. But the triceps especially. Quads.
Right. We're looking at superset for a warm-up, extensions and lunges, starting high, coming down low. I'm talking like 30 reps to start, and then you're doing body weight lunges of about 20 reps, so 10 reps each leg.
Fuck, and how many sets?
Coming down, I'd say 5 sets. I'm a big fan of the pre-exhaust, right? Why? Because you're reducing the risk of injury and you're walking over to that leg press not like a hero. You're already humbled up.
Humbled, you're crawling.
Exactly right.
I'm tired. Dude.
Exactly
right.
right.
Hammies?
Hammies has got to be, I would say, barbell RDLs.
Barbell RDLs,
Yeah,
and how
definitely.
many sets and reps?
Again, all right, assuming you're warm, I would honestly only do 4 sets, 8 to 10, because you want to go heavy.
8 to 10 heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that, all right.
Yeah.
And calves?
Nothing. I don't train them.
Fuck. Fuck off. What about
Calves? No, if I had to, definitely. I love a standing calf raise, superset into, I call it the Chinaman squat.
You like supersets, man.
I love it. I love it.
But
this is
that's talk supersets, which is good.
Well,
so standing calf
standing into a Chinaman squat where you're sinking right down onto your bum to heels.
Yes.
And then you're just pushing up through your toes.
How many sets, reps?
Let's go 3 sets of both 12, 15.
All right. tibialis. Do you train the tibialis?
I have once with one of the tibialis trainers in a superset with calves, and it was disgusting. It was filthy. Oh no, I recommend if you're lacking.
If you could do a tibialis, what would it be? Sets, reps?
I would say 3 sets, 10 to 12.
What's the exercise?
The tibialis raise. So where you've got your foot in the machine and you can elevate through.
Do you train forearms?
I don't know.
Okay, so there's nothing to talk
No,
about.
I think not really. I think
the only thing I do with forearms is what I've realised now is if I try not to do them with the arms. I leave them on.
there's a few things for forearms, but that's not in the gym.
Well, that's sometimes I don't mind if there's a female with me as well, but that's another story. But having said that, God, we're gonna get Chris. You're gonna edit that one out. No, you don't. The thing is, what I found is what I do with forearms is sometimes I just go to burn. I might stand up and grab dumbbells and roll them. Yeah. And I just do one set and just finish them.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that and I'll just finish them and that's it.
I think as well though, if you've got like your big compounds in there, like for me, I'm a huge advocate for deadlifts. I think they're huge. It's a full body exercise, yes. But if you're deadlifting heavy, your forearms have got to be on like no tomorrow.
Wow. Well, tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me
Besides my class.
in the gym, in most gyms. You can find me obviously on Instagram at disco_Drew, and my business page is Double DPT.
Double DPT, and that's how they can get to you online and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Anything else out there that we've missed, just in case?
No, not really.
No websites.
Not really. No. Like I just like to work through there and keep it. I like to keep it pretty minimal in regards to that at the moment. I have got TikTok. I'm getting there.
Now TikTok's amazing, but we'll talk more about. I firstly want to say thanks. I would love to connect with you personally.
I think we should.
I think, not to want to be. I want to be emotional, but I would love to share with you because I think you've got so much to give. But I think I do too, and I want to make sure that when you're giving out that love, that I give you a bit more foundation into that. And
I appreciate that.
I would love it because I think you've got it right, and I just think the busyness is what's getting you. But once I teach you and show you how to let go of the busy, it's even bigger freedom. It's unreal. You can just watch it all unfold. You can watch it collapse all around you, and it's unreal.
Yeah, well,
and it's not unreal to see people collapse. But what I'm saying is, you get to know the fucking villains.
Yeah, no, I you know what, and I think I'm in that phase right now.
I think you are, man. I can feel it.
For the first time in my life, I am sitting back and I am, I'm still moving and I'm doing what I can so that I stay afloat. Yes. But I'm looking after me a bit more, and I'm just seeing what doors open.
When you look after yourself, the right ones come.
Yeah.
There's a saying, when we're going to finish with this, it's a biblical saying, I'll just let you know. But there's this thing that's called fill your cup up and let it overflow. And when it overflows, you grab your family, your friends, and when theirs overflow, you start grabbing strangers. But when your cup isn't overflowing, you're no good to nobody. So you have to be abundance, money, fun, laughter, appreciation. Like what I'm getting at is, it's okay, but if you're going to have it all, just make sure when it spills, you're putting everyone's cups under it. So you've got to spill. It's got to spill over. So once you learn how to spill over with yourself, then you bring everyone's cups. But if your cup's not full, you're actually no good to nobody.
I really like that. I've never heard that before, but no, that hits home.
Yeah. Hey,
100%.
you.
No, thank you,
champion.
brother.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.